Hello, good morning. It's early in the morning on Sunday, and I'm here along the road from where I live at a phenomena where I think younger ones would start a sentence with "what the actual," because right here, right there, behind me is outside launderette. Now, it's a petrol station. Now, I probably thought that the last launderette in the United Kingdom was in EastEnders, the BBC soap. But it would appear that this is a phenomenon. To be honest, I've seen quite a few of these around about Glasgow, and every time I see them, they seem to be being used. And you wonder what it is that we've got to in our society. If somebody's gone, I've got a really good idea that'll make money. I'm going to put a washing machine and a tumble dryer outside a petrol station. I mean, I already struggle with the idea of alcohol being on sale in petrol stations, but having a laundrette outside it, that seems to be particularly bizarre. Well, it's the week in which we had Christmas, and we're now looking towards the next part of the festivities, which is New Year's Day and New Year's Eve, or as we call them in Scotland, Nearday and Hogmanay. Traditionally in Scotland, our holidays were set by Nearday and Hogmanay. It wasn't something that we shared with anybody in a way that people understood. For the English, it was Christmas Day. Yet another example of how Scotland and England are very different. In Scotland, decades ago, we never got Christmas Day off. It wasn't a holiday for us. It was always New Year's Day in Hogmanay. And the celebrations that went on throughout that period of time, 48 hours of just immense drinking and a Scottish national pastime, nostalgia, according to Liz Lockhead in her play Mary Queen of Scots Got Her Head Chopped Off, where she wrote a tremendous character, La Corby, who's the narrator, which, because Mary was French and Scottish, born in Scotland, brought up in France, La Corby is Scots word, not an English word, for a raven. And he was a fantastic narrator, brilliant character. He talks about Scotland having a national pastime, which is nostalgia. We like to look back to the good old days, even though they weren't good at all. So as we head into New Year's Day in Hogmanay, I have been reflecting and thinking back. Footballing terms, we've had, for any United fan, this time last year we were heading into the top four, possibly top of the table. Discussions about the Premier League once more, away from the Premier League for a long time. The top league in Scottish football. Manager Ian McCall had given me 2 brilliant days. I took Leila down to watch us win playoff and penalties against Strabane, and then did myself watch us relegate Albion Rovers, but also manage to win the Scottish Championship, the Scottish League One Championship. Those were fantastic days, and McCall had always said he would finish his career at United, and then along came the chaplain at the door, and Patrick Thistle came calling, and off he went. And it's been a sad week this week because Colin Weir, the lottery winner, who pumped huge amounts of money into Patrick Thistle's football academy, and also has now bought the club to give to the fans, died. So a very, very sad day for my mate Paul Goodwin and the Scottish Football Supporters Association. But for a very different reason, a sad couple of months for us at Ayr because McCall left. Many people have not forgiven him for doing that, but he went back to his first love, Partick Thistle, to become the manager, and they're now climbing the table, and they're 7 points behind Ayr now, whereas there was a big gulf before in Ayr in the last 7 games since they left under new manager Mark Kerr. Have lost 6, including yesterday against Queen of the South, losing 2-1. A lot of unhappy fans, but a lot, as I understand it, of bad luck on the park. In boxing, I'm not joshing you, it's been a great year. not for heavyweights. The top tier of the division have managed to frustrate and avoid each other, but we have had Deontay Wilder knocking out Dominic Brazil in the first round, getting hold of Lure to Luis Ortiz having the worst every round, to Tyson Fury in a massive cut in his head against Aldo and getting through his 2 fights not unscathed, and getting through them, and Anthony Joshua playing as the story of the year, which is the redemption after the defeat in Madison Square Garden against Andy Ruiz Jr. Andy Ruiz Jr. We also had Dillian White's saga, which eventually came to an end with him being declared innocent. And that, all of that, has been grist to the mill of those in boxing who believe that unless we have this fight or fights between the top 3 or 4, that the heavyweight division is not going to be a golden era. It's going to be a missed opportunity, and it is. But the fighters of the year for me, and I'm not joshing, have been Taylor and Warrington. Warrington demonstrating once again just a fantastic fighter he is, taking on a domestic rival, as well as retaining his world title, and Josh Taylor winning the World Boxing Super Series in an amazing fight against Regis Progress, which was probably the fight of the year for many, although there were plenty of other contenders. I said last week in theatre I was going to have a wee look at what were my top 10. I managed to top 50 shows at the Fringe, and I did quite a few outside of the Fringe, either side of August. And I have to refer to my notes because there's so many I don't want to miss out. There were a couple of crackers during the first 3 months of the year. Dressed, that candle, Dressed, all about a relationship between my friends, which through costume design she managed to battle severe mental health issues, which was fantastic. Then I went to see that Carnival, which was a piece of musical theatre, which was great. At the Charmer, Scottish National Theatre stuff, which was well done, some great music, and that would probably be my highlight of the quarter, that Carnival, though it didn't manage to get quite as many plaudits as I gave it. April, May and June were very quiet, which I didn't really get excited about, and then a few crackers in the third quarter of the year outside of the Fringe. Taylor of Inverness, which I'd always wanted to see, which Dogstar did, and was just great, all about a man whose father was a Polish expatriate tailor who told a story of World War II that was not what he had done, and he had gone, the son, on a quest to find out what he'd done, and it was to a certain extent disappointing, but not theatrically. Cuckoo at the Tramway, which was all about rice cookers, but also South Korea falling apart, and beautifully done, the talking rice cookers. The Isle of Brimsker, which was a relaxed performance for people with autism that I took my staff to see, my colleagues at Inspire Scotland, a platform, which was a great viewing spectacle, and Wasteland. Oh, Wasteland at the Charmer. Amazing stuff. Dance from Gary Clark, companion piece to Coal. Coal had been about the demise of the coal industry. Wasteland had been about what happened in this aftermath, using dance and raves as an escape for the young. So I would have said that hitting my top 10 were probably Wasteland and also Isle of Brimsker. Then I had quite a few in the Fringe that I thought were fantastic. In terms of my top 10 for this year, I wouldn't have said that I had a vintage Fringe, and I wouldn't have said it was an outstanding Fringe. And as always, I've always been the problem in terms of having a Fringe that's so large, is that you see so much that's not so great. And this year was no exception. However, I did see a great little beginning piece, which was Sherlock Holmes and the Irregulars, done by young people, which would have said it's the best young people piece I'd seen. It was us running to school, and the kids were just great fun, and it was the first show that I saw on the Fringe this year. Islander, brilliant musical, Scottish musical, unbelievable. That was quite stunning. Lip sync, Cumbernauld Theatre, won a Fringe first, deservedly so. Great piece about Kirsty and her battle with what her illness is, from a local part of the world, from Cumbernauld, not far from here. The Letter physical theatre at its best, piece that's done by a guy who's been doing it for over 20 years, and just superb, very funny. Nae Bother by the Ouija. What do you think of that, boys? Who Lorna and I went to see at Oranmore, and I loved Van Gogh, one-man free Fringe piece, an amazing piece of theatre, an American actor playing Van Gogh so beautifully. Rock and Roll Suicide doesn't hit my top 10, but it's one of the ones where I just loved Lee Mark Evans, former punk singer, still Gypsy Pistolero, doing some fantastic work, and who's got an Arts Council of England grant to go out on tour, bring it back to the car. And Boa, the last thing we saw, if I started off well, I finished off brilliant. One-man piece that he did all the sound effects as well as the performance. Just outstanding. And probably the thing of the Fringe, the bore was probably for me the performance of the Fringe, the last one that I saw there of my 50 or so. Then into Q4, that's 3 months. Now, I don't like Panto. I went to see the Cumbernauld Panto, thought it was okay, that was great. It was different kind of take on the Cinderella story, having it as a story within a story, which was a good idea, and made it for me slightly more interesting. However, dadders and looping dadders, a couple, one with ADHD, the other the female with ADHD, and the male has dyspraxia, and how they and their children cope with these issues, but also how the relationship first started. It was a real interactive piece, and looping the Scottish youth dance, which was a repetitive piece of work that both of them were in the tramway, part of the Dance Fest of Dig at the tail end of the year. But my performance of the year, I go back, was lip sync. Kirsty, who performed to cystic fibrosis, and she's just turned 30, and the life expectancy of people who have cystic fibrosis is in their mid-30s. It was a very brave performance, and one of the things she did say that she didn't know how much time she had lost simply by doing the performance, because it was quite a difficult thing to get through, tiring, tough, and I just thought it was both brave and we were privileged to view it. So, with all the privilege in the world, it only leaves me now. I haven't even touched upon politics. It's been a crazy year for satirists and for people who write about politics. This coming year is probably going to be a bit of a gift. Though when politics is so barmy, how do you write anything that is funny about something that ain't funny, haha, but very peculiar? But a good Hogmanay and a good New Year. And next time I speak, I probably won't be outside a petrol station. But it's been the theme of the year, cars, car parts, and I'll finish with a petrol station. I will see you in a week's time. Until then, bye for now.